Very good afternoon to one and all. As first experiment we have seen, that is the determination of efficiency and voltage speed regulation of the induction motor by using direct loading method. Okay. So the second practical for the electrical machine 2, that is the determination of equivalent circuit parameters of three-phase induction motor by conducting no load and blocked rotor test. So in theoretical part we had cleared every concept about the no load and blocked rotor test, and also we have derived the construct the circle diagram from the data of the blocked rotor test and no load test. So now today we are performing the practical based on this no load as well as blocked rotor. So simply I will explain that no load means what? There will be no load applied on the motor. Second, blocked rotor test. That means our rotor is directly blocked before the starting. Okay. So first of all we will see the diagram for the no load. So here you can see that is the diagram. 415 voltage we are giving three-phase supply, that is the three-phase auto transformer. Okay. So with the help of voltmeter we will measure the voltage across two phases. Then ammeter is connected in series with the line. Then again same to wattmeter as we had connected in case of direct loading method. Same wattmeters are connected, and this three phases is given to the induction motor. No brake drum or no rotor side is given to this no load test. Okay. In case of the blocked rotor test, you can see same diagram is there as we are doing for the no load, but the only difference is that here we are applying total load on the rotor before starting. So how we will perform? So here you can see the same connection whatever we had done in the direct loading method. Three-phase supply is coming from these mains to the auto transformer. This auto transformer is given to the one to the series in ammeter. Voltmeter is connected in across to the two phases. Two wattmeters are connected in series with the R phase and B phase. Okay. So now first of all we will go for the no load test. So first thing we should keep in mind that in case of no load test, our rotor should be run by the field. There will be no load. So I will just taken out this load. Okay. Now my motor is free to run or my rotor is free to run. So what I will do, first step. First step, that my auto transformer will be at anti-clockwise position. Okay. Second thing, I will on the supply, and now I will apply some voltage to my motor. Let me set the multimeter. Now initially I will give little voltage, as we know that there is a high starting current in induction motor. So initially I will keep little voltage, and after that once my current will settle, that time I will increase my voltage to the rated value. So now I will increasing. So now here in ammeter you can see, as I told you theoretically, that my current is increased at the starting. So here you can see how starting current will be increased. Look at the ammeter. See how it is increasing. It is increasing and now it will come down. See, now it will comes down. So that means, as theoretically we understood that starting current of induction motor is high. So here also we had seen. Now I will just make sure that my motor will rotate at the rated voltage. So here I will give around to 415, 420 volt. Fine. So I am giving the 420. Okay. So that will be my first reading. That will be my 420. That will be my first reading, 420. Now ammeter reading, as whenever there is no load, obvious your ammeter should not show any reading, so but it is showing around 0.2 ampere. Now I need to measure my power. Here you can see the W1, that is around 180. That means 180 into 4. 4 is the multiplying factor. W2, that is again around 10. 10 into 4. And power at no load will be the addition of these two wattmeters. Power of the whatever total power consumed by the motor, that will be the addition of these total two wattmeters. Okay. So we will just calculate that after. Now again this is the no load test. Simply now I will take the speed. At no load my motor my motor speed should be near around the synchronous speed. So we will check. One cycle complete. Yes. So here you can see one cycle completed and around 500, that means 1000 is a one cycle, and around 500, that means it is about 490, that means 1495, that is the speed. So that is near around the synchronous speed. It is never near equal to the synchronous speed. Okay, so this is about the no load test. Now we will go for the block rotor test, but before going for that test, we will just reduce our rated voltage. It is at 0. I keep off that one. Now, as my name suggests, block rotor test, what I will do? I will block my rotor. What I will do? I will block my rotor. So how I can block the rotor? I can block the rotor by using the belt. Okay, so with the help of that belt pulley, I will just tightening the belt. That means my load will be fully on my rotor. So rotor I am going to block. Now here you can see my belt is totally blocked on my rotor. Okay. Now come to the mains. First thing, we have to take care that here you can see my motor's rated current is 6.7 ampere. That is 6.7 ampere. So that means whatever my motor's rated value of current is 6.7 ampere. So beyond that current value, I will not allow to run my motor. So whatever current I am going, whatever voltage I am applying, that I need to see here only. So below 6.7 I need to give the current. So here I will just make sure that my dimmer is at most anti-clockwise direction. I will start the main supply. Now here slowly I am just adding my auto transformer output voltage. Here you can see the current. Come to the close. So here you can see slowly. So here you can see my voltage is increasing, also my current is increasing. So I need to take care that my current should not exceed about the 6.7. So maximum I will go for the 5 ampere. So enough, more than enough. I goes to the 4.8. That time you can see the voltage. So here I can take a reading that I had given current of 4.8. My voltage is around 3.316. W1, that is my W1 is nothing but 260. And that my W2 is around the 80. That is 80. So I need to multiply by 4 as a multiplying factor. Now addition of these two will be the power at block rotor or power at full load. That means full load. Now here you can see our rotor is not rotating. See here, our rotor is not rotating. Okay, that means we have blocked our rotor. This is not rotating. This is at a it is blocked. Okay, so with that help we can find out the block rotor test value as well as no load test. So now what I will do, I will just reduce the voltage. I will reduce the voltage to the 0. You can see here it is 0. It is around 5 and the current will be 0. Now I'll just switch mains off. Okay, and I'll release the belt. Okay, so this is nothing but what? We had taken the readings from the block rotor as well as no load test. Second thing, that is about the stator winding resistance. How we can calculate? So here, as our stator winding is inside the motor. So here you can see that 30 volt DC supply we are applying to the single phase of the motor. That is the A1 and A2, the stator winding we are taking. Here is a rheostat which we are varying, and with that help we are applying the DC current, and with that help we can measure the DC resistance. So here I'll just write down the readings of resistance. Okay. So with that help we can draw the circle diagram. So as in theoretical classes we had seen how to construct this diagram. So first of all, what we will do, we will take a reference. After that we will consider the losses, and with the help of the whatever the block rotor current as well as no load voltage that we will consider here, and with that help we will draw the circle diagram. So this is all about the experiment number 2, that is the determination of equivalent circuit parameters of the 3-phase induction motor by conducting no load test as well as block rotor test. Okay. Now third practical we will see next lecture, that is the around speed control of the squirrel cage induction motor.